Hey, it's Butterfly Poet, and today I'm going to talk about insurance, IVF, budgeting, financing, and making it happen. So, before I get too far in, because it's live, I'm going to share that we are live talking about this, and maybe some people will join in while I discuss it. And I'm hoping I can get in as much information as possible and help someone to figure out how they can manage to do it, because it can be done. Uh, Got to do some footwork and some legwork. So I'm hoping I can help with that. I'm hoping that something that I say will trigger something in someone. So let me see if I can get a couple people to join us. Okay. So I posted it to Facebook, and let's see if I can switch pages and let another group of people know how we're doing this. So today I'm going to share with you actual figures. I'm going to share with you dollar amounts. I'm going to share some specific details on how I come to figure some things out. I'm going to tell you what I learned along the way. I'm going to tell you what they didn't tell me in the beginning, and it wasn't just because they didn't want to, but also I have learned that you can only handle so much at one time. So they kind of pace you into it. But there's just some things that you just have to be prepared for and have a cushion for, because you just got to. I mean, things happen. Um, so hopefully, like I said, I will be able to help you, assist you, trigger some ideas, and assist in your dream coming true, or someone else's, someone that you know. You can give them some ideas. To live talking about alrighty. All right. Let's see if we can get a couple people to come on. Okay. I'm glad I didn't record this, because it may go over the 15 minutes that you have to like squeeze into when it comes to uploading a video to Facebook. And this way I can also answer questions at the same time. So let's just see. I'm going to start with the ideas I came up with to set myself up to start having some cash to even begin the process before I dived in and saw how much I was going to need. So I actually started setting myself up a couple years ago, let's just say. Not quite 2 years ago, but almost 2 years ago. So even though I started off trying naturally, meaning home insemination, not necessarily, you know, I knew that having a baby was going to cost some money, period. Even if home inseminations or naturally worked, it's still going to cost money. So I slipped into one idea, and one idea just fell into my lap. So the first idea was just dollar signs and money bills that went off in my head. So I said, okay, I'm going to need to start banking some money, meaning pay down some bills, meaning set myself up so that I could be comfortable and not having so many obligations at one time. So I paid off a couple of like furniture bills. I got one credit card just so that I could have like incidental emergencies or something like that. I typically pay cash for everything, but I wanted to scale down. So cable, scaled down. Just went with straight internet. Got myself an Amazon TV. So that little box works for me. Some people get the stick, whatever. I made sure, of course, I had the cheapest phone plan, because even if it's $5 or $10 or $15, it saves money if it's shaved off. So I wasn't paying for cable. I wasn't paying an astronomical phone bill. I wanted the one set price for my phone bill. I made sure that I didn't spend anything on my credit card that I could not pay off within a few payments. And if it was an emergency or an incidental, then, it's justified. I got myself a couple of prepaid cards. The one I like the best is the American Express Serve. It's a very, very easy card to use. It costs $0 to load the card up. You go to 7-Eleven or Walmart, and they only charge you $1 a month. That's it. And if you keep so much money on it or make so many deposits, you don't even get charged that dollar. It's like it's waived. So I think I said I paid off my furniture bill. I started making sure that I had food, but I was not eating out. I was not doing a lot of entertaining. I would have a cocktail at home, then go out. So I'm sure you can govern yourself accordingly and understand whatever it is your extras are, you know how to scale those down and keep those down. The first thing that just slipped into my lap was a product that I had been making for myself, and I didn't like what was sold in stores. I get my hair done about every 3 weeks, maybe 4. And I didn't like the products that were sold. And plus my loctician, she was like, what are you putting in your hair? So about 3 years ago, almost 4 now, I started making my own hair oil. And over time, I would change the formula, get it right so that she could notice some growth and she could notice some texture changes. Fast forward, I had been making my own hair oil. A couple of friends would come over and say, oh, my hair is dry. Can I, you got something for me? Oh, yeah, you can use this. You can use that. And so what's this? There's no label or anything. I make it myself. What? Can I have some more? Okay, sure. Here. Can I have a little bit? Yeah, here, sure. Okay, hold up. My oil is going out the door. Cha-ching. So I decided to make, formulate, prepare, bottle, and package my very own hair product. I have a product line called Cocoa Resilience, and it comes in 3 sizes. And there's a masculine friendly label, but it's all the same product. And it comes in 9, 4, and 2 ounces. My product is called Cocoa Resilience. It works on locks, natural hair, afro puffs, braids, kinks, locks, twists, everything. So I sell these for $5, $10, and $15. 15, 10, and $5. All the proceeds are going toward the business itself and for Baby Chipmunk. I keep everything in-house because I like the purity, I like the packaging, and I like to know what's going on with my own products. There's nothing that's cut. There's nothing that's, stretched, filled in, nothing like that. So I take much pride in my product. And making it myself, I know exactly what's in it. And also, I get to keep all of the profit. So I put about 80%, maybe 75% towards my finances that I need for IVF. 25% goes right back into Cocoa Resilience. So that way I am able to still buy good products, still buy all my supplies, package it and bottle it, and also have a profit. So I also make a beard oil. Yes, ladies. Yes, fellas. I have a beard oil. So it comes in 4 ounces and 2 ounces. Very proud of this. I'm very, very proud, and I'm happy for myself. I take pride in providing a great product. I take pride in the fact that I did this myself. It's a challenge being an entrepreneur. It's a challenge being, self-financed, but it's so rewarding and it's so worth it. And being that this was already in my pocket, being that this was already in my arsenal, I just felt blessed and I felt so accomplished being able to garner extra money and make extra money and do something for myself that I didn't have to take out loans, or it's something that I can do for myself. It's something that's manageable, a small overhead, if you will. So that's one way. The other way I've been making extra money is a passion of mine, something that I would always do, something that people would compliment me on, and just brings me some relaxation. I started a cookie company. Yes, I did. So I've got a couple of samples right here to show you. This is a brown velvet cookie, and this is salted caramel with almonds. I take much pride in baking these. I have my own unique recipes. I've got some traditional recipes, and I ship. I bake these from scratch. I have access to a baker's kitchen, so I have all the equipment that I need, and I've invested in some of my own equipment. But this little package right here is going to go to someone who placed an order and is supporting me because she knows that all the proceeds go to Chipmunk, all of them. So, of course, I invest right back into the business, but I am just so very proud to be able to do something for myself and not have to, apply for loans and just build up debt. So far, I have not built up any debt. I package them so that when I sell the cookies and I give them to someone, if they share, my name and phone number is on the back of each cookie. So if you share, no problems. That's my little business card. So that actually is working for me. As long as you guys keep sending in those orders and I keep providing a great product, I want you to be happy, and I know I'm going to be happy because I can finance my dream. So I was able to stack a little bit beforehand. Um, the way I started off was researching and looking at insurance companies. Um, the one that stuck out the most was Blue Cross Blue Shield. And I'll stick with that one because that's who I have. There's others that, have affordable plans, but you have to look at out-of-pocket maximums. You have to look at deductibles. You have to look at what you can afford to pay per month. Um, my insurance covers 4 IVF procedures in a calendar year. My insurance covers unlimited IUI, intrauterine insemination. The sperm donor, the sperm samples are not covered. There are some cases where, in reverse, if you cannot produce eggs yourself, that there are some instances and some insurances provide coverage for egg donors. So just in case, you might want to read the fine print and check that out. I, on the other hand, am moving forward with using my own eggs. So in the process, they do discuss that with you. They say, just in case, depending on your age and where you are, think about, consider, and have your mind ready to consider it if that's a route you want to go. So I chose Blue Cross Blue Shield. I looked at the fine print. I looked at everything that I could understand. And what matters the most is your deductible and your out-of-pocket maximum. So all of that, of course, coincides with what you'll end up paying per month. It seems the more you pay per month for your insurance premium, the lower choices you'll have for a deductible and an out-of-pocket max. Out-of-pocket max means it's the most you will be billed for any claims that are submitted. I'm going to explain this as best as I can because I am not an insurance expert, but I'm just explaining this from how I understand it and how I've comprehended it. So once you reach your out-of-pocket maximum, you will be billed, it seems like, for very little things or smaller amounts, and they'll let you know what's covered or not covered. I am now at 100% co-insurance, meaning I have been billed and paid my out-of-pocket maximum, which was $5,850. So that $5,850 is not all connected to my IVF expenses. There have been other doctor's appointments. There have been other appointments and claims that have been submitted. That includes prescriptions, basic office visits, anything that you ended up being billed for after my insurance paid their portion. I quickly reached my deductible. My deductible was $1,000. I think I reached that from start of the policy, which was January 1st. By January 31st, I had already hit my deductible. I had already paid that out. It can be an ouch. Some people have a larger deductible. It just depends. So on, what you can afford. So there's that. Now, straight to the point of IVF and what it's been costing me. I have been billed a total of $22,336. This is just directly from the fertility institute that I go to. Of that $22,336, I have paid $2,457.84. Those include tests, genetic testing, office visits, consultations, all the blood tests that I have to get every time I go in, which now I have not had one office visit billing because, again, I have already paid that $5,850. That includes that $2,400. So that's where that came from. So typically, when you go into the office and you have reached your out-of-pocket maximum, the coinsurance kicks in 100%, meaning if they paid 60 before and you had to pay 40, they pay the whole 100 now. So far I have had no billings just yet because what I have been doing has been covered. If it's not covered, it's billed and it's claimed and billed different ways. So you may have a small portion to pay. The tricky part, outside of anything I have had done at my fertility institute, has been required by my reproductive endocrinologist. So there's been some billing and some expenses for that. Example, because I am advanced mother age, AMA for short, I had to get a 2D echo, I had to get an EKG, I had to get a mammogram, and I had to have a surgery to prepare me for IVF. And this was by her strong recommendation. And of course I wanted to do it because I want my IVF to be successful. So that surgery for me, it was called a hysteroscopy. And my portion between the procedure itself, the anesthesia, and what I was billed, my portion was $1,050. I was also, I'm sorry, let me go back. So the EKG and the 2D echo, that cost $4,161. My insurance paid for the whole thing. I was billed $0. What was not covered by my insurance, but was required by my RE, and to do IVF, they ask that you go see a psychiatrist. This is basically for the purpose of you understanding exactly what you're doing, the impact it can have, and the things you need to consider going through it. I'll tell you 3 major things that were discussed of the several things that were brought up in that psychiatric session. She asked me, how will you handle your child asking you who their father is and how it came about? And she also asked me to consider, how would I consider if, for example, if the embryo transferred, split, and I became pregnant with twins. My health started to be affected by these twins, that so much so that it's affecting my health and risking the pregnancy. She said to me that you need to be prepared to reduce the pregnancy, meaning if it's twins, it would have to be reduced to a single baby. I forget the medical terminology for that, but that was heavy. That was really heavy. So there was a couple of other things that kind of threw me, but those were the 2 main ones. That wasn't covered by my insurance. This particular one that I was referred to, and that was $200 out of pocket. Maternal fetal medicine doctor, again, because I'm of advanced mother age, AMA. It was suggested and requested that I go see this doctor so that I could discuss health issues as far as my heart, blood pressure, diabetes, anything that could affect the pregnancy. He cleared me. That cost, I was billed $260 for that. My insurance covered it, and I only had to pay a $10 office visit, which is my copay. The kicker, meds. Fertility medicines are expensive, period. There's no getting around that unless you are just savvy with coupons, reading, researching, calling. You can find some pharmacies that primary pharmacies or prime pharmacies that can offer better cash deals. Good RX is great. Some people have used that. And so you can get a cheaper price cash, but if you can get insurance and have help with that, it would be a great blessing. So I was billed $13,443 for fertility meds. When I say I was billed, I should say what was billed to the insurance. So anytime I said I was billed, I mean Blue Cross Blue Shield was billed. $13,443. Of that amount, I was responsible for the remainder of what my out-of-pocket maximum was. At the time that the meds were being prescribed, I just so happened to be at a balance of, let's just say, $2,000. That's all that was left. That's all I had left to spend out of pocket, which they were expecting from me to pay. Favor, I'm telling you, favor from God, favor from the universe, whoever you give high praise to. I would have had to pay $4,000 for my meds. That would have been my portion. But because my out-of-pocket max remainder was only $2,000, that's all I had to pay. So I paid $1,900 and some change. The meds were FedExed to me. That was free. They overnighted my meds for free. Woo-hoo. And they also provided a session, live session, so that they can go over with me how the meds were used. So I'm hoping that was helpful. I wanted to give true and real numbers so that you can basically decide, how things can work in your favor and how they can go for you, and what I did. So again, I have had other doctor's appointments throughout this time that weren't related to IVF, but most of them have been. So far, I am not in debt. I am managing to stay right at what needs to be spent. I do my own hair. I have not gotten my hair done since March. I don't pay for cable. Fortunately, when I moved into my condo, the association provides free cable and internet, so that's a blessing. I'm baking cookies and pouring oils as every order comes in. And I thank you for those who have purchased my cookies and my oils. And I welcome the rest of you to place orders because it's not over. There are more expenses. So I think I covered that. There are some other side things that you will be asked to purchase in order to prepare yourself. And this is not strange to most women. Supplements. I have a tub of supplements here. Prenatal pills, prenatal supplement, DHA. This is not the original container, but I like it so much, so I'm going to cover that for now. This is the label, myo-inositol. This is what helps with egg quality. DHEA, coenzyme Q10. That helps with egg count, I believe, and egg quality. Omega-3 fatty acids. L-arginine. Melatonin. That really helps me get to sleep at night. It really does. But this is my favorite brand of melatonin. These Chewels by Ollie. Those are my favorite. So these are some things that I have been asked to take. And sometimes it was like $30, $40 a month. The myo-inositol itself is like $15, and I would go through that within a month. They can be more expensive depending on the brands you get. Shop around, look around. Drugstores sell most of them, and then drugstores don't carry them at all. I had to order on Amazon. So I encourage you guys to be vigilant, be your own advocate. There are even programs around that offer assistance, scholarships, grants. There are some local clinics that have programs. All I can say is it's a blessing to be self-employed. It's a blessing to have a good rapport with my clients and with the neighborhood that I live in, and to have been able to stay employed. I'm thankful for my creative spirit. During the winter, fall and winter months, I knit scarves and I sell infinity scarves. I guess I should go grab one, huh, since I'm advertising. But it really is not cheap. And I recognize and I realize that I am fortunate to have found an insurance plan that works for me. So, yeah. Let me go grab a scarf. I'll be right back. So, I make infinity scarves. These are hand knitted, and I make 3 sizes. So, this one just goes over your neck. It's like a cowl. It's perfect for not too cold, but you just want to cover your neck, even with a light jacket. That's one. The next size is, I just call it double infinity because it goes around twice. It's warm, it's soft, it's cozy, and it's washable. I love it. But perfect for fall and great for winter. Many different colors. And this one is the triple infinity because it goes around 3 times. So cozy, so warm, great quality because I take time and pride in the products that I provide. I'm hustling, y'all. So again, I'm just glad that I have always been a creative soul, and everything that I have ever done has now benefited me to be able to raise money. And the bills are not going to stop. Once this baby gets here, it's really not going to stop. So I'm grateful and I'm glad. I'm so grateful to have some talents. So I hope I helped. I hope I sparked some ideas. I hope I provided some great information. I hope the numbers that I share with you give you a good idea. And thank you. Please make sure you have subscribed. Please make sure you share with friends and tell them about it. You never know who might be hiding this need inside and not talking about it because of whatever reasons. But I love information and I love to share information that I get. So I'll see you guys later for my injections.